Sociologist Charles Murray was supposed to speak yesterday at Middlebury College in Vermont, and he would have done so if a mob of protesters hadn't decided to stop him. UC Berkeley is in turmoil tonight, real turmoil, as rioters set fires and forced the cancellation of a speech by writer Milo Yiannopoulos.
Milo Yiannopoulos is a fascist.
You tried to express your views and were prevented by a violent mob.
I was, bundled in, put in a bulletproof vest and whisked away. And that is the price you pay for being a libertarian or a conservative on American college campuses.
Well, across the country, you've seen an uproar on college campuses over free speech, whether people whom fashionable liberals disagree with ought to be allowed to talk at all. Should they be allowed to speak? Well, if you have an idea that doesn't fall within the narrow spectrum of currently popular left-wing views, you can expect harassment, bullying, physical attacks. If you're trying to give a speech, a disruptive protest is almost a certainty. How did this happen? So there was no exception. Sociologist Charles Murray went to Notre Dame today, and a mass of people showed up to get mad. Fox News national correspondent Matt Finn was there. He joins us now for an update. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Tucker. Well, Dr. Charles Murray is an acclaimed yet controversial social scientist with decades of research in issues like socioeconomics, race, the American culture, and now the 2016 election. But today, Dr. Murray was greeted by protesters here on the campus of Notre Dame because students disagree with some of the conclusions in his book, in which Dr. Murray writes that a person's intelligence depends on a few key factors, including genetics, upbringing, class, and race. One particular passage that students seem to be outraged over in one of his books is when Murray writes that little boys who grow up without fathers tend to reach adolescence unprepared for life. Protesters basically say Murray's research is bogus because he's racist, while others say Murray is simply presenting the hard truths from his research. Take a listen to two students today on the campus of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I do think he's promoting a racist agenda. One of the definitions of racism is believing that you're superior, that your race is superior to another. And in his book, The Bell Curve, he clearly states that he believes black people are less intelligent than white people. He also says he believes Eastern Asians are more intelligent than white folks.
People on the left, such as those who have gathered here, will take out little snippets of those quotes, little pieces of analysis, and they'll present it as if he's like, some white supremacist or Nazi, and putting ideas onto him that he didn't actually express. And I think that that's the source of a lot of the controversy around him. Not actually what he believes, but rather what they want him to believe in order to have this kind of gigantic controversy.
Dr. Murray also touched upon the rise of President Donald Trump, saying Trump won because he tapped into an anger in the middle class that was tired of being ignored by the Democratic elite. Tucker?
Looks like a lot of fun, Matt. Sorry I missed it. Thanks for doing that. Notre Dame professor Philip Munoz was the one who invited Charles Murray to speak on campus, and he joins us tonight. Professor, thanks for coming on. How did it go?
It went pretty well, at least inside the venue where he spoke.
So what I've noticed, is that debate itself seems to be under attack and maybe disappearing on college campuses. The assumption that people who disagree with one another on issues can get together and kind of hash them out. Do your students and do your fellow faculty assume that that's still a legitimate thing to do?
Yeah, I think the vast majority of students and at least enough faculty do believe we should debate these ideas. We should listen to both sides and try to learn and figure out what we think the truth is. But that's not true of everyone. Students are better than faculty, but yeah, we're doing all right.
Students are better than faculty. Well, that's one heartening piece of news from the front line, that tomorrow's leaders are better than yesterday's. So did Charles Murray say anything particularly controversial? Did anyone get up and try to debate him? Was there a crescendo to this event?
Well, we invited a member of our faculty, I presume someone who's very liberal, to offer commentary on the event, and he gave a very critical evaluation of Murray's work. He spoke for a good 15 minutes. So Murray spoke, critics spoke, and then we opened it up to Q&A, and there's some good, sharp questions. So, yeah, it was a good debate, I thought.
Man, that sounds so old-fashioned. One side says what it thinks, another side says what it thinks, everyone goes out for coffee after. Good for you for keeping this alive, this tradition that goes back 3,000 years. Did you take any heat from your fellow faculty members for it?
Sure, yeah. Some of the faculty were not very happy with me. But I will say, 99 out of 100 comments were positive. And I'm proud of Notre Dame. I'm proud of our leadership. Even people who disagreed with Murray wanted this to happen, to say, look, we're not going to be bullied. We're not going to not have debate because you don't want one side to speak.
Right.
We're a university, and people need to be heard.
Really quickly, of the people who disagreed with you, where do they tend to be from on campus? From the engineering department, business school, or were they the sociology department, if you can generalize? There
were some social scientists and professors in the arts and letters. That's probably true.
Of course.
One correction to the record here, Tucker. We didn't go out for coffee after the event.
You did? Well, close enough. Professor, thank you.
We're a Catholic school, after all. Thank you very much.